Yeah, it's ready right now.
Okay, and we are live. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I'm not so sure what time zone you are, but welcome to the community crowdcast. In this crowdcast, we're going to talk about Shiden Network, the roadmap in becoming a full parachain on Kusama. So, if you have any questions, feel free to press the button below, ask a question, fill in your questions, and at the end of this presentation, we will go over all the questions and we'll do our best to answer all of them. So here with me we have Stota Watanabe, the founder of Astar Network and Shiden Network, and Hum Kim, who is a product manager. So welcome guys and looking forward to the presentation.
Cool. Thank you, Martin, for the introduction. And let me share my slides. Can you see my slide right now?
Yes, we can.
Yep.
Cool. So as a first step, I'm going to talk about Astar Network and also our upcoming milestone, and who is going to talk about the detail. Cool. Thank you for joining, guys. Astar Network is formerly known as Plasm, and this is the slide deck. So what is the Astar Network? In one sentence, Astar Network is the premier dApps hub parachain on Polkadot, supporting Ethereum virtual machine, WebAssembly, and also layer 2 solution. So Ethereum virtual machine is the just day one, a default feature for all parachain. So we are also implementing WebAssembly, and you can deploy Solidity contract on our Ethereum virtual machine, and you can deploy Ink contract or WebAssembly compatible smart contract on our WebAssembly environment. And we are going to make them Solidity environment and WebAssembly environment interactive in the future. So this is a diagram. Astar Network is going to be a parachain of the Polkadot in coming months. Once Polkadot support parachain auction, we're gonna join from the first auction to until we win. And we are also making bridges between Ethereum, Cosmos, and other blockchains. Today we have some problems in Polkadot ecosystem. The first one is Polkadot relay chain. The heart of the Polkadot does not support smart contract functionalities by design. So technically speaking, no one make smart contract, no one make application on the top of Polkadot relay chain. So we need at least one parachain that supports smart contract by design. And this is where Astar Networks comes in. And second problem is there are a lot of Ethereum virtual machine compatible chains inside the Polkadot ecosystem and outside of Polkadot ecosystem. So EVM compatibility is everywhere. So this is the default feature. So if we support Ethereum virtual machine, this is not going to be a differentiator. So yeah, that's why we are supporting Ethereum virtual machine as well as WebAssembly. And the another problem is that platforms are all about network effects. But generally, there are no financial incentive for early developers to deploy smart contract, except for grants. So many people are thinking about migration from Ethereum to another layer 1 blockchain, Ethereum EVM compatible layer 1 blockchain. And they're distributing a lot of grants. But a grant is the only way to incentivize people to deploy Solidity smart contract on another chain. And this is not sustainable. And that's why we invented dApps staking. So dApps staking is the basic income system for all developer, and I'm going to explain later. This is the solution. So we have a dApps staking. Again, dApps staking is a basic income system for all developer. In a long story short, by making smart contract on Astar Network, you can earn Astar Token, the native token of Astar Network, from block rewards. So in our blockchain ecosystem, 50% of block rewards goes to validator. and the 50% of block rewards goes to dApps developer and the community. This means by making smart contract or by making application infrastructure, you can earn Astar Network token. You have to pay gas by using Astar Network token, but you can get much rewards than gas fee. So your development is going to be sustainable. And we are supporting cross virtual machines, XVM, so which means we are supporting Ethereum virtual machine as well as WebAssembly. In addition to that, we are supporting layer 2 solution because when it comes to smart contract, scalability is the biggest problem we have today. And I think less than 1% of people are using blockchain today, but our blockchain is almost full. So we need to change how to use blockchain, and that's why layer 2 technology is needed, even in Polkadot ecosystem. Yeah, WebAssembly is the future, but legacy Ethereum virtual machine is right now. This is the word from Gavin Wood. He is the creator of Ethereum, Ethereum virtual machine, and Solidity. And he said Ethereum virtual WebAssembly is the future. So we also believe that WebAssembly is the future. But Ethereum virtual machine is really important now because a lot of people deploy smart contract on Ethereum as a first step by using Solidity. So we are supporting Ethereum virtual machine so that people can migrate from Ethereum to Astar, and they can use exactly the same contract and exactly the same tool such as MetaMask, Remix, and Truffle to deploy smart contract on Astar Network. However, supporting WebAssembly is very important in the long run. That's why we are supporting both and make them interactive. Once we can make cross virtual machine, XVM, I think this is going to be a huge differentiator, which Plasma Network, Astar Network only supports. Yeah, and regarding the Ethereum virtual machine and the Ethereum compatibility, we have already supported Hardhat, Web3.js, Remix, Truffle, MetaMask, and so on. So you can deploy Solidity contract by using existing Ethereum tool today on our testnet. And we have already launched Shiden Network, and Shiden Network became a Parachain. So, but smart contract is not supported. So basically, we just launched a shell chain, and we are going to customize and update step by step. And who is going to talk about the detail later? Yep. And we are going to launch Astar Network Portal and Shiden Network Portal that allow developers and users to send and receive token, and that allows developers to deploy smart contract to this portal so that we can understand who are building what. And the Shiden Network token holder can nominate their token on dApps and revenue by nomination. And the one of the frequently asked question from the community is the utility of Astar Network token. So at least we have 4 utilities. First one is transaction. So every on-chain transaction takes gas fee. And also our mission is to make decentralized autonomous organizations. So on-chain governance is necessary. And you can stake your token on dApps as well as network. And last one is layer 2. To make a layer 2 application, you have to deposit some token on layer 1. This is our token economics. And yeah, we have a 65% at the beginning, but our mission is to make decentralized autonomous organization, and we're gonna distribute our token in. We're gonna, how can I say, decrease our portion in 3 years, 2 or 3 years, until we make on-chain DAO. Our ecosystem is getting bigger and bigger. We are working more than 40 projects right now, And as a next step, Shiden is launched. So we are going to make a stable network with infrastructure projects such as Microsoft, Anchor, API 3, and so on. Yeah, and Shiden Network. So Shiden Network is a copy of the Astar Network, and Shiden is the Parachain for Kusama Network. And Astar Network is a parachain for Polkadot, and Shiden is a parachain for Kusama. So Shiden Network is the Kusama dApp hub supporting EVM, WASM, and layer 2. So this is the same feature Astar Network supports. And we won the parachain auction on July 6th, so 1 week ago. So yeah, huge congrats to the community, and we became a parachain. Yeah, who is going to talk about upcoming milestones and some of the tasks we are going to do in a week? So yeah, leave it to you, Hoon.
All right, thank you, Sota. Yes, as Sota mentioned, Shiden Network is a fork of Astar Network, and thanks to our magnificent community, we were able to receive a slot. Now, I would like to talk about the upcoming milestones that we have for Shiden Network. Now, before we go on to our next steps, let's first quickly review our previous steps. Which phase 1 is about the auctions, preparing the auctions, getting the crowd loan campaign running, and getting obtaining a slot on the Kusama network. And thanks to our community and our developers, we have finally finished phase 1, and now we are ready to move to phase 2. Phase 2, step 1 is basically a day 1 patch for the Shiden collator, and thanks to our developers, we were able to update our collator nodes into Polkadot runtime 0.9.7, and of course, as soon as we updated the collators, Polkadot had to release another breaking update, which is 0.9.8. And so even though we consider the first step to be finished, it's technically speaking, it's still a half step. We still need one more upgrade. Now, after when that upgrade happens, we will be enabling the batch call modules, or the utility module for Shiden Network. That is part of the substrate framework frames. And we will enable vesting modules as well, which will be used for distributing the PLO rewards that was contributed by the community through our crowd loan campaign. And with roughly a month after the slot, the first slot, we will be running our distribution script, which is going to be sometime in August, and that is up to the third step of phase 2. And after when we run the distribution script and distribute our token rewards via vesting module, we will be focusing on introducing proof of stake, or not specific nominated proof of stake for Shiden Network. And this one is specifically staking Aura collator nodes, which means we are able to use NPOS in parachains. And this is quite exciting, since that means that we were able to create a permissionless network validating environment. And after when that is finished, we are going to enable balances, balance transfers for everyone, so that tokens can be moved, which we do not have any specific date for this at the moment, but it will be happening shortly after when we can sort of make sure that the validator nodes the proof of stake module is working well. And next stage is going to be all about enabling smart contract modules. I'll post the link to this milestone page on the chat so that everyone can see as well later. Yep, smart contracts, we're going to be enabling EVM modules, so people can now deploy and execute smart contracts in Shiden Network. And while we're doing that, we're going to be working on introducing dApp staking to Shiden Network, which is going to be very exciting since that's pretty much the killer app or a killer feature for Shiden Network and Astar Network as a whole. And after when we introduce that to Shiden Network, we're gonna be gradually migrating that to Astar Network, our mainnet, when Polkadot Parachain auction is announced. Yep, and that is the end of phase 2, which is working on the Parachain infrastructure. And phase 3 is all about integrations, XCMP, and other Parachain or cross-chain operations. Our first step for phase 3 is going to be enabling XCMP. Of course, this is not a task that our team can handle alone. We'll heavily rely on working together with other parachains and parity technologies as well, Polkadot and Kusama. So cannot say exactly when, but we estimate that this is going to happen later this year, hopefully, where XCMP is stable enough to be able to be integrated with smart contracts. And that is also something that's very exciting, since that means we are able to create dApps that are very specific to parachains and can really leverage the infrastructure of Astar Network, Shiden Network. And after that, we want to integrate with ZenLink, and Akala Network's decentralized exchange for making real use cases, something that makes the network much more valuable and usable to a lot of people. And after that, it's going to be, well, right now it just says phase 4 because I can't really think of an awesome name at the moment. But basically, phase 4 is all about decentralization and adding decentralized governance, adding anything that other modules and ways to make Shiden Network into a more independent, truly permissionless and decentralized parachain for the future. Yes, I think that is about for the rough timeline. And currently, right now, we need to do another upgrade, a runtime upgrade of network to Polkadot runtime 0.9.8. But that, hopefully, we're going to be doing that in this week. And in the coming weeks, we will be preparing ourselves to distribute the PLO rewards to everyone. And by the end of this month, we want to introduce NPOS to the public. NPOS right now is already developed on Dusty. It is all the logics are there. Just have to officially release the runtime upgrade. And for Aurora Clear staking as well, that is implemented too. It's just not officially enabled yet. And after when that is all finished, of course, we'll have to work on documentation so that everyone else can follow along to set up their own validator nodes to receive block validation value rewards. And when that is all over, we should be ready for enabling balanced transfers and smart contracts. Cannot say for sure when this will happen, but it should be again, the code should be prepared by August, and it should be introduced to the public for everyone within later this year. So yes, that's it from my side.
So, in summary, Shiden Network will be fully functional by the end of August, I hope, and we are doing our best. But we cannot say when, because when is the most hardest question for the blockchain project. So please follow Twitter, Telegram, and Discord and get the latest information. Yep. And now we can answer the question from the community. But Martin looks like he's disappearing right now.
So,
Could you come back?
this is Martin is on the screen right now, but his connection is not good.
Yeah, great. I don't know what happened. I just clicked.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I just clicked on something and my screen disappeared. So thanks a lot for talking us through the roadmap of Shiden. As all you may know, it's still a long way for us to go. Keep in mind that everything is still in the early phase for Kusama as well for Polkadot. We actually are the third parachain, only two beat us at the beginning, and they are still at the same phase that we are at the moment. So it all takes time. Everything is new for us. So we actually are at the beginning of something huge in the long term. So please keep in mind it can take a while. So thanks a lot for listening. I will just go over the questions. So the first one is, could you give me an update on token distribution and exchange listing, Stota?
I can talk about exchange listings. So, Fun, could you talk about the distribution?
Okay. So for token distribution, we by token distribution, just to clarify, this is talking about Shiden Network, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. For Shiden Network, in terms of the technical side of how we're going to be distributing, we're going to be using a script. Since it is pretty difficult and actually not feasible to use an on-chain method for distributing this from the beginning. So instead, we will be using a script to run the vesting module as a batch call for all the contributors for our crowd loan campaign, and then we will have a roughly 10 months of vesting period for everyone to gradually distribute the tokens. And we are planning on auditing this external script for distributing rewards, which should happen within August, I believe.
Yeah. To list the token, we have to enable transaction. This is obvious, right? And to enable transaction, it takes time because we have to make a stable network, and this is not easy because Kusama is just fully launched, and we just launched the network, and it is based on substrate. It's not ERC20 token, so we have to make a stable network first, and then we have to enable transaction, and after that we are going to list our token at the exchanges. But we are backed by Binance, OKX, Huobi, and the other exchanges, so financially supported by exchanges. So yeah, our token will be listed at tier 1 exchanges as soon as soon. We are going to do that as soon as possible. But most hardest question from the community is when, right? And actually, this kind of question is really frustrated. But we cannot answer when because it depends on many things like Kusama, Web3 Foundation, Parity, our internal development, and so on. But we can say we are doing our best to list our token as soon as possible.
Yes, that's a great answer. Thank you. Another one is how is it going for the lock drop? There is no more page link. Yeah, we changed that into lockdrop.astar.network. You can see the link also in our community. We will update our website links as well. I know those are already updated. So please use our new website for this. And also, how will it be if we switch to Ethereum 2.0 with the lock drops? Hoon, can you answer that?
Yeah, the question regarding Ethereum 2.0. So I believe we've answered this like God knows how many times. But okay, in theory, if every transaction made in block history as ever existing on or the current Ethereum will exist as a shard for Ethereum 2.0, which means that there aren't any fundamental changes made. In other words, you wouldn't really notice a difference. It will work exactly the way you would expect, and there shouldn't be any issues. Although I guess there might be some infrastructure issues if during the transition, like at that moment. But that's like what an hour or 2 hour when transitioning from Ethereum 1. Current Ethereum to 2.0. But that's the only like possible risk that I could sort of think of. In other words, no problem. Nothing to worry about.
No, correct. Nothing to worry about. The transaction from ETO. It's the same with your WASM and Shiden tokens. They all will just, we do everything. Same with startups coming up. We will do everything. There's nothing for the community to worry about. Everything is handled by us, and you have no fear of losing any Ethereum or any tokens at all. So nothing to worry about that. Another question from Lucas: when will validators move from Dusty to mainnet? I can answer this question. Actually, Dusty will still be our testnet, so those validators will not move unless you move your validators or collators to our mainnet. And the first phase for our collators will happen through us. We as a team are already now actually in phase 0, where our team has the collators running, because we first want to make sure that the network is stable. After this, we will add our service partners and our ambassadors who have experience with running nodes. And they will be the first collators on our mainnet. And then we will launch our NPOS, our nominated proof of stake. And after this, the community will decide who will be a collator on our mainnet. So if you want to move your validator to mainnet, actually that's up to you how to do this, because if you stay on Dusty, you will stay on our testnet. We will not move your validator. That's up to you. When it's possible, we will announce it in our Discord. So please follow our announcements in that channel. Thank you. And I believe that's the last question. If you have any question, feel free to ask them now. Otherwise, I think we can wrap things up.
Cool.
So people, yeah, sure. You got something, the last word, something to say, Sota, and then I think it's ready.
Yeah, another question just came.
What are the final rewards participants can expect per KSM for every phase? Do we expect any VC private token?
Yeah, we only know the formula, and the number of token you can get depends on number of your KSM token you locked and when you locked. And yeah, I think some of their community member created the competition map on Telegram, but I don't have it right now. So
yeah, that's correct. You can, if you go to our Telegram, Tiger created a spreadsheet with an estimation of how many SDN tokens you would get through every phase. This is still an estimation, but it's roughly, so you can expect to be around that number. So feel free to jump into our Telegram and look into our pictures and you will find the spreadsheet.
Yeah. And if I understand, if I remember correctly, if you join the first phase of the auction, you can get 2 times bigger amount than people who join the end of the auction. Right, Martin?
Yes, correct. I was just checking out if I could see it right away, but I don't see it at the moment. So you're correct. I have it. So in the first phase, if you join the first week of the crowd loan, you would get for 1 KSM, you will get around 130 SDN tokens. Compared if you join the last stage, it will be 64. So it's like, yeah, double if you join during the first phase of the crowd loan compared to the last phase. So
yeah, I think a lot of people did not understand the rule, but this is okay because this is Kusama. So I would like people to understand our rule better and join Polkadot.
yes, that's correct. We have learned a lot from the crowd loan on Kusama, and we will make a much better UI on Polkadot. We now understand how important it is for the user experience during those crowd loans, and we will make sure that the Polkadot auctions will happen much smoother and with a better one pager and a better UI as we had during the Kusama.
Yes. And do we expect any VC private token? Yes, I think so. But all we can see is just address and amount. I assume some of the venture capital join our crowd loan, but I don't know who. Only I can know is just address and amount.
Yes, correct. And if
Yeah,
any,
this is
yeah,
the beauty of the blockchain.
correct. And if they join the crowd loan, they still have the same amount that you guys would have. So
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, Shiden is just launched, and we're gonna do our best to make Shiden Network stable, and we are going to upgrade Shiden Network step by step. And yeah, we're gonna do our best to fully launch Shiden Network as soon as possible. Yep, that's my final word. Do you have anything else, or your comments?
I have nothing else to say. So we just also one thing, we just launched our new ambassador program. So in case you are interested in helping grow our ecosystem, feel free to jump to our GitHub. You will find a link there to join our forum as well. A form to fill in to join our ambassador program. We will start onboarding them at the end of August, middle of August. So we really would love you guys to apply if you want to help the Astar Network become a star in Polkadot. So thanks a lot. Hoon, do you have any final words before we wrap this up?
Yeah, sure. For progress of Shiden, well, Kusama, they always say expect chaos. For Shiden, expect the chaos on top of that chaos.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it for me.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a great day and see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.